My father, he was a drunk. My mom, she was addicted to gambling. As far as I can remember, my father would always be drinking. He was always drunk, whether it be beer or hard liquor.
4.
My name is Isabelle Pelaud. I teach AAS 218, and for this class we do a final performance called POP. POP stands for Producing a Power. The department has been doing those performances since the fall of 2007. We ask students to define in their own terms through performance what does it mean to be Asian American student today. Last semester I started to work on storytelling. And asking students to tell the story in relation to race or issues that concern them, because we have many students who are Asian American in the classroom. So ask them to share a story at the beginning of the semester, and from those stories we select 4, and the students create a play around those 4 stories.
What I did was I just thought about something that happened recently and related it to culture, and it worked out. Like, it was culture, but I didn't think about it as much until POP came up. I was sort of scared because I felt like it's gonna be a huge crowd, but when I first got up it was just, oh yeah, it's only this amount and I can do it. But if I would have ran, I would have been less stressed, and I wouldn't have felt that it was going to be complicated. I would have been ready for the performance and everything.
Some incidences I remember from my head. Other ones, my elder siblings told me about it. When I was 6 years old, my father took a hammer and hit my mother in the back of her head. I was too young to understand what was going on. I was just too young. I remember some nights he'd come up to me and my brothers and my sisters, and he'd ask, "Do you love me?" My brothers and sisters ignored. They didn't want to answer. He was too drunk. They told him to go away. Only I answered. I told him, "I love you, Dad." Sometimes I meant it. Sometimes I just wanted the drinking to stop.
For POP to come into being, students really have to come up as leaders.
You and your dancers, you're doing great. It's only been 7 days and you already have almost an entire dance. I mean, like, what, you got like 16 beats down already? That's amazing. Keep working on it, all right? But you need to be able to get your team confident and working together.
They really have to read, they really have to come together, work as team, write the play. They have to rehearse outside the classroom. So it really comes from them. And it's a back and forth process. And all of us, in order that to work, has to have faith in the process. For next week, right, we're asking you to think about not only the storyline, but what the message, right? What your visions, you know, if it's one thing you want people to get out of your POP, what is it?
I think whoever signs up for Asian American culture, which is what the class title is called, they have no idea what they're getting into.
I was so nervous on the stage.
Japan, and I have never faced racism before I came to the States.
I was born and grew up in Japan. I don't see any foreign people in my town. So I never faced to racism growing up over there. But then when I came to the States, I felt race kind of matter to this society.
Because I never thought I was gonna be in minority, so other people see me as Japanese or as Asian man. Sometimes I'm afraid of what other people think about me because I'm a stranger here. I don't want to act like stupid.
I'm sure many of my classmates have seen some international students like me, but then they never think about what they are thinking about.
Get tight with the group and make sure that it's one hell of a performance, whatever it is you do, whatever it is, just music or just film or just a fashion show or just a martial arts demonstration or just a dance or whatever it is that you're trying to promote in your pop performance. I would say do it to the best of your abilities.
Check it. Engines to go. Fasten my seatbelt, ready to take off. Don't even know the details when the ball's not on my court, ready to crisscross coast to coast to make the most of this new land as I go to seek an opportunity. Leaving my home where I can never doubt my social hierarchy. Even though I'm not part of a monarchy, I still feel so comfortable in my own skin like I'm the up-and-coming king to be. Now let's see. What's an American dream to a Japanese citizen? The silence that I scream is that's from my Western world innocence. Yes, I know I may be an Asian invaded, but I'm not your typical yellow-skinned individual. As I learn to flip reciprocals, fraction grateful over miserable, until I'm whole like two numbers known to be divisible. Subtract the fact that even if you cheated off my test, you never would have known mathematics could be cylindrical. If you were to televise my mind, you would see a civil war of emotion as my thoughts inflict violence. But on the outside, you see somebody trying to fit in strictly through silence. Kamikaze through this journey was the definition of turbulent, as I received looks and whispers of judgmental minds equivalent to what my early Asian counterparts received as outcasts, victims of oppression, and flagrant hate crimes. But just like them, I understand the opportunity outweighs the adversity and discomfort, so I will rise over these indifferences and understand I bleed red, just like you. Even though you may not agree with it, I consider rice as my favorite food. I smile, laugh, and love life just like you. Even though you choose Rugrats and SpongeBob, I choose Pikachu. So, anyone still looking, I will Tokyo drift my fist into the ignorant bliss and slit the wrist to every derogatory diss they insist upon me so calmly. Fought through it like an army, and with these words I deploy extra garrisons, because despite where my roots are rooted, I consider myself an Asian American.
That's why we have these ethnic studies programs in the schools, and that's why we do these community projects, is doing something bigger than yourselves.
I want to advise for the new performers that just to be open-minded and just to be honest.
My advice is to remember that this is your grade, this is a community project, this is reaching out to others, this is communication. Like everything that is involved in a community project, don't forget it.
Overall, you shouldn't panic much about pop. It's your time to shine. You do what you gotta do, and you show people what you've been through and your Asian American culture, or any type of culture at that.
Throughout all the acts of hatred, all the acts of depression, everything my dad's done, everything he did to make my family feel more worse than it already has. I still respected him. I gave him all the respect I had for him. I never took it away. Although our family, the 8 kids that he raised, weren't born in Vietnam, he tried to give us that culture. He tried to teach us the ways of Vietnam. But we took it and we threw it away. We kept the American values. We disrespected him. We did everything on our own. We played sports. We did everything while he stayed home alone, doing nothing but drinking everything he knew. I still respect him. I give him all the love because he lost something important to him. He lost his homeland. I tried to understand that, and now I do. That's why I love him. I forgive him. I can't wait till he gets out of prison to tell him I love him.
It's actually quite amazing because it doesn't diminish, it keeps going, and there's demand for it. And the students who participate in POP, they come again and again to see the performance every semester. So I think we keep going because it works.